Congressman Plaskett, I mean, you're all Democrats. And so, I mean, I don't know how much insight you have into the Republican conference, but to Congresswoman Dean's point, I mean, anyone who watches this show knows I am not convinced that Kevin McCarthy will be the next Speaker of the House. Among your colleagues and from what you hear, am I wrong to think that? Does he have the votes?
Yeah, well, presently, of course, he does not have the votes, but we've seen people not have votes and be able to extract votes after giving a pound of flesh to other individuals for that vote. And that's exactly what Kevin McCarthy is doing at this time as we're speaking, I'm sure, is talking to those 5 individuals who represent a faction of his party who are ready to burn down the entire system. And so we'll see. There are other people, I'm sure, waiting in the wings, dark horses that are coming about, discussions of Elise Stefanik, of Steve Scalise, and others, I'm sure, Jim Jordan, God forbid, who think that they should also be the speaker. And so we'll see what happens. But, going back to what you said with regard to the disqualification, I think that this is great to put people on the line as to where they stand. And I'm so grateful that my colleague Dave is putting this forward. And it will have resonate in the House. But remember that when Madeleine Dean talked about the second vote in the impeachment, which was for disqualification, I talked with a number of Republicans. I'd worked for Republican members before becoming a member of Congress, and spoke with quite a number of Republican senators during the trial and reminded them that, listen, if you vote for conviction, we only need a majority of the Senate to vote for disqualification. And so you can abstain from the second vote or vote no, and us having the majority will remove him from ever being run for office. But I think what's going to happen in the end is the American people will disqualify him by once again resoundingly rejecting him if he is a Republican nominee and if he decides to run for office, in the same way they rejected so many of his candidates in this midterm election.